Welcome to Surigao del Sur, gearing towards the vision of Surigao del Sur as the tourist hub by the Pacific, propelled by empowered and God-loving communities who are resilient to the effects of calamities, enjoying the benefits of a vibrant economy, and dwells in a highly livable habitation and environment. Before the Spaniards came, the Aborigines of the province were the Mamanwa and Manobo. Later, our Malay brothers from the Visayas, mostly fishermen, driven by strong waves, sought refuge along the shores of Surigao Strait, where they chose to settle with the natives. One of the valiant warriors among the natives lived near the mouth of the river. His name was Surigao. He was there at the port controlling the entry of any pilgrim who might inhabit and conquer the place. Every time a new face emerges, his men would shout out his name, Surigao, Agaw, which means in their native dialect as someone is here to grab. Until later, it was pronounced by the inhabitants as Surigao. The province of Surigao del Sur was the 56th Philippine province created on June 19, 1960, by virtue of RA 2786 and was formally separated from its mother province, Surigao del Norte, on September 18, 1960. Surigao del Sur is located on the northeastern coast of Mindanao, facing the Pacific Ocean. It is bounded in the northwest by the province of Surigao del Norte, on the southeast by the province of Davao Oriental, on its eastern side by the Pacific Ocean, and on the west and southwest by the provinces of Agusan del Sur and Agusan del Norte. With a total land area of 523,050 hectares, the province represents 26.84% of the total land area of Caraga Administrative Region and about 4.07% and 1.71% of the total land area of Mindanao and Philippines respectively. Surigao del Sur, like all other provinces and cities in Caraga region, fall under climatic type 2 of the Philippine climate, which is characterized by rainfall distribution throughout the year. December to February have the highest amount of rainfall, while June to August are the opposite. The annual frequency visits of typhoon in Surigao del Sur is recorded at one typhoon every 2 years. And due to the effects of climate change, temperature and rainfall are projected to increase in the years to come. The province of Surigao del Sur has a total population of 561,219, which is third in rank among the provinces of Caraga region. It has an average density of 109 persons per square kilometer and ranked 4 among the provinces in the region. The province growth is 0.927%, which is the lowest in the region or other provinces, and is lowered compared with the regional and national average. Surigao del Sur has a relatively high poverty incidence for the past years based on the National Statistics Coordinating Board survey in 2003, 2006, and 2009. This increase in poverty incidence is supported by the income gap, poverty gap, and severity of poverty statistics of the province. Surigao del Sur's natural resources is plentiful and colossal. Vast agricultural lands, rich aquamarine resources and beaches, immense forestful land full of biodiversity, premium wood species, and numerous beautiful spots. Upon these resources rests the firm foundation of the province's economy. Surigao del Sur's mineral resource also abounds. This includes sand, gravel, and other quarry materials and huge deposits of coal, iron, and nickel, to name a few. Its iron deposit shares with the southern port of Surigao del Norte the distinction as the world's largest in the hemisphere. Perhaps the most significant impact of the improved condition of Surigao del Sur's national highways and local road networks is the emergence of tourism as a viable and sustainable industry, with a great potential for development. Tourist arrivals from the neighboring provinces and cities have been increasing yearly since our tourist destinations became accessible in 2009. The province of Surigao del Sur remains to have a competitive edge with other provinces in the region in terms of abundance of fish and other fishery products, as evidenced by its geographic location facing the Pacific Ocean, manifesting longer coastlines reaching to 304,812 nautical miles stretched from the northern portion of Carrascal to the southern part of Linig. Transportation services were surely improved now that our coastal roads are already paved. There are daily trips of buses and vans plying throughout every route. The province is also linked by air transportation to other urban centers in Mindanao, Visayas and Luzon through the Tandag Airport and Bislig Airport. Of the total area of the province, 168,544 hectares are classified as alienable and disposable, and 345,226 hectares as forest lands. 2.31% is utilized for built-up areas, 6.01% fall within the protection areas, while 61.18% is utilized as production areas. Large-scale mining corporations are operating in the province, particularly in Carrascal, with a total area of 900 hectares and about 15,497 hectares, or 19.4% of the forest lands, are categorized as non-forest mining, covering small-scale activities. Other uses include military reservations, infrastructure, and other major utility facilities. The province is still one of the most sparsely populated provinces in the country, occupying a land area of 5,137.7 square kilometers. Its density is placed at 109 persons per square kilometer of land. Built-up area is estimated at 11.86 hectares, which includes urban centers constituting 55.08% or 7.69 hectares, and the remaining 4.17 hectares comprise the area occupied by large institutions and the residential structures. Production land covers an area of 104.59 hectares or 61.39% of the total alienable and disposable land. These are the areas utilized for irrigated rice and grazing, about 27.73 hectares, and 68.33 hectares for perennial trees and vine, and 8.53 hectares for cultivated annual crops. Protected areas under Administrative Order No. 20 like NPAA and NPAAD, which are known to be non-negotiable lands, as its sole purpose is to preserve suitable agricultural lands for the long-term food security of the province, covers a total area of 39.57 hectares. Irrigated lands accounted for 16.55 hectares, while potentially irrigable areas accounted for 23.03 hectares. The province has been vulnerable to different types of hazards such as flooding, landslides, storm surge, earthquakes, and tsunamis. As a result, one of the objectives is to build a culture of safety and resilience by increasing public awareness on the different hazards in order to mitigate its negative impacts. Using the bipolar spatial strategy as the basic framework of the plan, and taking into account the actual condition and existing resource potentials of the center, the development efforts will be centered on the two large urban centers, Bislig City and Tandag City, as a major economic growth and institutional development centers. Lower urban level municipalities or centers, which are grouped into alliances, will play an important role to fast-track the desired development in the province, each alliance to focus on its respective resource potentials. These are the three economic growth centers and their corresponding resource potentials: the Lanuza Bay Development Alliance, the Makasaltabayami Alliance, the Bibihilita Alliance. Upon identifying these pressing problems related to indicators of development, such as non-availability of services, lack of income and employment, lack of housing, and encroachment to environmentally constrained lands. The provincial government of Surigao del Sur have come up with appropriate design to address these difficulties, showing the goals for development, objectives, and targets. This Provincial Development and Physical Framework Plan reflects the strategies, plans, programs, and activities in answer to the specific issues in relation to socio-economic and spatial needs, particularly on the settlements, land use, and infrastructure, so we can all achieve the vision of making Surigao del Sur the eco-tourism hub by the Pacific.